Hello, Bruce.
Hi, Simon.
How are you today?
I'm sitting comfortably, thank you very much. How are you?
Well, if you're sitting comfortably, then I'll begin.
What are you sitting on?
I'm sitting on a stool.
Yes.
I record these things in a small voiceover booth.
Right.
And therefore I don't have room for the nice, big, luxurious, ergonomic chair that you have. So I'm perched on the edge of a stool.
Yes, my wing-backed leather chair.
Your Chesterfield.
My Chesterfield. Yes. So this is, what?
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say. So before we get too much further.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I'm Simon Wells.
Yes, you are.
And he's Bruce Fielding.
Am I?
I think so. Last time I checked, anyway.
Hello.
Yeah. And together we are...
Wild Stallions.
Oh, I love that you get that. No, together we are Factoraly.
We are.
How would you define Factoraly for anyone who's here for the first time today, Bruce?
Okay. Factoraly is 30 minutes of your life you'll never get back.
Yes, very good. But you wouldn't want to, would you?
Well, no, you wouldn't, because in 30 minutes' time, you will have learned an awful lot of stuff about stuff that you didn't know before.
Yes.
And today, the stuff that you'll be learning about is chairs.
That's correct. Today's stuff is chairs. There are an awful lot of chairs, aren't there?
Yes. Do you know, as part of my research into this, I had a look at something.
Go on.
There are 210 different sorts of chair that you can buy in IKEA.
Just in IKEA?
Just in IKEA.
Oh, my
And as a
goodness.
voiceover, I would attempt their names,
Oh, go on.
but frankly, I'm not going to.
Okay, fine.
Because they've all got like odd little accents on the top of
Umlauts galore.
Yes. Well, not just umlauts, but little circles and all sorts.
Oh, fun.
But there's things like the Skogster, the Hauger, the Tobias, the Agen, the Veloxov. I mean, there are an awful lot of chairs.
I found a list of chairs which was more generic than specifically IKEA.
Okay.
It attempted to list all the different types of chair
Oh, my God.
that exist. There are around 250 individually named types of chair, which
What?
I thought was preposterous. A handful of the ones that I'd actually heard of include, big breath, dining chair, rocking chair, wingback chair, armchair, folding chair, stool, director's chair, captain's chair, deck chair, dentist's chair, high chair, etc., etc. There are just a lot of different types of chairs with different purposes.
Yes.
So we won't be going into all of those.
No, we'll go into some of them.
Yeah. We'll poke at a few of them that catch our interest a bit.
Yes. What's your favourite chair?
Oh, I suppose my armchair. I have a fairly deep, comfy, squishy leather armchair that I sit in of an evening doing my research for Factoraly.
Is it button-backed?
It's not button-backed, no. It's just, I wouldn't know how to describe
Soft and comfy.
it. Soft and comfy, yes. I would love a button-backed. I'd love one of those sort of gorgeous old red leather chairs that you find in a vintage pub one
Yes.
day.
I inherited a pair of chairs from my mum, which are called salon chairs.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
And they were that sort of slightly faded green velvet.
Yes.
And I've had them completely restyled, recovered.
Oh, you have, haven't you? They're sort of a tweedy material now, aren't they?
It's like it's a diamond coloured. I'll tell you what. We have a thing which we call our show notes, which is actually our blog.
It is.
And there's all sorts of stuff in the blog. I'll put a picture of my mum's salon chairs in the blog. They're basically, I've had all the brown wood resprayed sort of silver.
That's right.
And grey.
Yes.
And it's got a very modern material on it.
Lovely.
It looks great.
Well, if you're going to do that, I'll put a photo of my brown leather armchair and matching footstool on there.
Oh, there you go. Footstool. Ottoman.
Footstool. Oh, an Ottoman, yes, from the Empire.
Yes, I have an Ottoman.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So, chairs, let's start at the very beginning. For a start, what's a chair, Bruce, in its loosest terms?
Okay, I think a chair is something that raises you off the floor.
Mm-hmm.
A chair is probably something that raises a single person.
Yes.
Whereas there are chairs that hold more than one person, which are called things like sofas and settees and
Yes, exactly.
chaise longue and all sorts of different things.
Yes, very
But I think it's just something that raises you off the ground.
Yes, pretty much. It lifts you off the ground. It allows you to sit. They often have, unless we're talking about stools, they usually have a back for you to sort of recline against. Sometimes they have arms, sometimes they don't, depending on their purpose. But yes, it's an individual sitting implement. Yeah.
Spike Milligan has a very good poem about it.
Does he?
He does.
Would you care to recite it for us now?
Yes. They chop down 100-foot trees to make chairs. I bought one. I am 6 foot 1 inch. When I sit on the chair, I am 4 foot 2. Did they really chop down a 100-foot tree to make me look shorter?
That's very good. That's very good. Oh, well done, Spike.
I like that. It's one of my favourite poems.
Nice. So I had, as is my wont, I had a look at the etymology of the word chair. It seems like a fairly simple word that wouldn't have an interesting etymology, but it does.
Oh.
So the word chair comes from the Old French chaire. I assume that's the pronunciation.
Okay.
And the Old French chaire comes from Latin. I don't quite see how this is connected. They're quite different, but the Latin cathedra eventually became the French chaire.
Oh.
And a Latin cathedra specifically refers to a seat a bishop sits on in his cathedral. So a cathedra is a bishop's chair, you know, those sort of almost throne-like looking seats.
Yes.
And a cathedral is the building that has the seat of the bishop's authority within it.
Okay.
So those two are connected. So that's interesting.
Interesting.
And then around the same time as the French chaire came the French chaise, which literally means chair, in order to denote, make the difference between a chair for the every person and, throny type bishopy ones.
Yep.
And then chaise, that's where you get chaise longue, meaning a long chair.
And of course, the German for a chair isn't a chair at all, it's a stool.
Oh, is that where we get stool?
Yes.
Wonderful. There you go then.
But also a stool is a chair.
Yes, a stool is a chair, but a chair isn't necessarily a stool.
Yes.
So how old are chairs, Bruce? Do you know?
I would say that they. Okay, so I think we're not back with the dinosaurs on this one. I think we're a bit further forward.
Not quite that far back this time.
So I reckon
It's usually either the Romans, the Greeks, or the Egyptians, isn't it?
Okay, of the three, I'm going for Egyptian.
Very good. Well done.
Yes.
Yes, it was the Egyptians. The earliest records we've got of chairs come from around 2700 BC in ancient Egypt.
Okay.
That's not the oldest chair we have, but, there are engravings and hieroglyphs and all that sort of stuff picturing chairs, usually thrones.
So what did people sit on before they had chairs?
Just a mat on the floor.
But I guess they would have sat on stones and things, because if you look at places where people would watch a play or something like that, there would be tiers of stone.
That's true. Yeah, sort of in an amphitheatre type of situation. Yeah. Yes, I think I sort of picture, if you go back to that kind of era, I think everyone's just sitting around on the floor or, reclining on the floor or whatever. Yes. In ancient Egypt, it seems to have only been the higher echelons who could have a chair in order to elevate them,
right,
figuratively and literally elevate them above everyone else.
Okay.
Not terribly far. These ancient Egyptian chairs were only about 10 inches or so higher than the floor. So you could still put your legs out in front of you and kind of recline, But still, yeah, they're very much chair-looking. They're made of wood. They've got 4 legs, a back, a couple of arms, quite clearly a chair.
Interesting.
I sort of had a look around just in the vast expanse of my memory and just sort of thought, what kind of chair sticks out? When I hear the word chair, what do I instantly think of?
Yes.
And a couple of things popped out. One was something that I knew existed, but I didn't know it had a name until now. It's called a hood chair.
Okay.
As in Robin.
Yes.
And I first discovered this chair several years ago at a pub in London called The Gun, which is out in the Docklands in the East End of London. And there's this chair, a beautiful sort of leather armchair with a little bit of a roof. The whole thing is sort of oval backed, so it looks like half a scooped out eggshell.
Yes, I get
on
you.
legs with arms.
Yeah, as opposed to one of those eggshell chairs that were
not
very
those,
popular in the 60s.
Which are impossible to get out of, yes.
Yes.
No, not those. An armchair with a rounded back and a little bit of a roof. It's called a hood chair. And apparently These used to be, they look lush, they're sort of button-backed leather chairs, but apparently
Yes.
they were originally for servants who were attending the door at their master's house, castle, palace.
So they're quick to get in and out of.
Quick to get in and out of, but also sheltered from the wind, because
Oh, okay.
if you're sitting by the front door the whole time, letting people in and out of the front door,
Yes.
you get a bit of a draft. So you sort of put yourself in a corner against the door frame with this hooded chair, and you nestle back into the hood of the chair, and it kind of keeps you protected from the wind. And I hadn't realised that's what they were for, let alone that they had a name. So
Interesting.
that was the first kind of chair I thought of.
See, when I think of a chair, I think of Vincent van Gogh.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah, he had a painting of a chair. I'm sure everybody knows this painting. It's like a very simple, rustic, wooden chair
Yes.
with a woven straw seat on a tiled floor.
Yeah, very square, very sort of kitchen table type chair.
Yeah, and there's a pipe and some tobacco
Yes.
sitting on the.
I got you.
Sitting on the chair.
Yeah.
And that to me is that's the quintessence of a chair.
Brilliant.
And that's currently at the National Gallery. I think you can go and see that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Similar to that, I found, again, I hadn't realised this had a name. I just sort of accepted it as being a chair. But have you heard of a bentwood chair?
Yes, I have. I used to have some. Yes.
Did you? What can
And-
you
and-
tell us of your personal experience of bentwood chairs then?
They're very uncomfortable. You need to put a cushion on them, otherwise your arse gets sort of numb after a while.
Sure, yeah. But these are, gosh, it's hard to describe something so visual on an audio platform, isn't it?
This is why we have show notes.
Exactly, there you go. Go and have a look whilst you're listening to this. Pause this right now, go and have a look at the show notes, and then you'll go, oh, that's what they're talking about. So a bentwood chair, essentially, if you picture a Parisian cafe,
Yes.
those wooden chairs that have the back is entirely made out of a couple of pieces of bent wood, hence the
Okay.
name. So
Yeah.
they're sort of a curved into an oval shape. The seat often has that sort of woven rattan cane seat to it.
Yeah.
And these were invented by a particular person named Michael Thonet, Thonet,
Uh-huh.
who was a German cabinet maker, furniture maker from the 1800s. And he and his sons made furniture together, and they were sort of looking for a novel and slightly interesting, but also mass-producible, quite affordable chair.
Yes.
And they came up with this thing that I've just described, which apparently they titled the number 14 chair. So, as with WD-40 and
Yes.
PIMS number 7 or whatever,
Yeah.
you can sort of picture they've gone through 13 previous models and thought, not quite.
It's the same shape as like a Christine Keeler type chair, isn't it? Except rather than being solid,
Yes.
it's two bits of bent wood.
Absolutely, yeah. So the back is very minimalist. It's just a couple
Yes.
of bent bits of cane. And this thing was, they created this thing in 1859. Good looking, inexpensive, quite popular. Cafes and restaurants went absolutely mad for it just because of those things. By 1930, they had sold 50 million of this number 14 chair.
What?
Yeah.
50 minutes? Wow.
So in the space of 70 years, they'd sold 50 million of these chairs. And
wow.
yeah, so
Never have to work again.
no, they wouldn't. Absolutely. And so those ones with the hollow back, the two strips of wood, I totally associate those with Parisian cafes or things like that. The ones with the solid wood base, they're still called a bentwood chair. They sometimes, the top of the back has a little curved piece to sort of nestle into your back slightly more.
Yep.
I associate those with English village halls and pubs and things like that.
I guess they stack really well, don't they?
They stack well. They're cheap. You can move them around easily. You're in a pub and you go up to someone and say, "Excuse me, can I take that chair?" A nice light wooden chair, does the job.
Wow.
And they were ever so popular until about the 50s and 60s when people started using plastic and they fell into decline a bit. But
Yes. But that shape is is so iconic.
it is, isn't it? Yeah. And the reason I picked up on this one, our fellow voiceover artist and loyal listener, Debs Wardle, hello Debs.
Hello, Debs.
Has a history in theatre management, and she told me a story of the fact that one day she went hunting high and low for a bunch of bentwood chairs for a stage show she was doing. Couldn't find one anywhere. As soon as the show was over, she suddenly started bumping into Bentwood chairs at every charity shop and corner store.
Yeah, that's the way of the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I also have some Philippe Starck ghost chairs. So my dining table has Philippe Starck ghost chairs.
Yes, it does. Tell us about ghost chairs. I saw that word written in the list, but I wasn't really sure what it was.
So they're made of perspex. Well, sort of perspex. And he makes one which looks like a Louis XV kind of chair, but out of plastic. It's a very simple, stylish design. I have to say it's stylish because I have one. But no, they are. They're lovely. And the nice thing about them is that they don't take up any visual space. So when you're looking at your dining table, you just see the dining table. You don't see the chairs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, of course, dining chairs. That's a whole category in itself,
chairs.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Dining chair and table.
And then the difference between the ones with and without arms.
Yes. I never quite got the hang of an armed dining chair.
I quite like them, actually.
I suppose you can sort of prop your elbows onto it whilst you're
Yes.
using your cutlery, but it just...
I think as you get older as well, it's quite nice to have arms to help you up.
Fair enough. What other chairs have you had a look at, Bruce?
So I remember our episode on dentists, when we talked about dentists inventing things.
Oh, right.
And I vaguely remember that we had dentists inventing the electric chair,
Oh, yes.
which a lot of things were invented by dentists.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I don't
so
remember if it was a form of punishment for his patients.
again, with a lot of these things, it's a bit like the guillotine. They're kind of invented to make snuffing out somebody's life who's done something bad less painful, technically. So the electric chair was made to be like a painless way of ending someone's life.
That's not how I visualise them.
No, me neither. Me neither. But then I don't visualise guillotines as painless either. But they probably
They're
are.
quick, I suppose, aren't
Yes,
they?
yes.
That's their benefit.
So there was that. Oh, I was a deck chair attendant on Eastbourne Beach.
You were, weren't you?
Yes. So deck chairs are fun.
Yes.
I can put up and take down 4 deck chairs in under 17 seconds.
Goodness me, can you?
Yeah. I timed myself once.
That's 3 seconds per chair.
Yes.
Well done, Bruce. Time to contact Guinness.
If you get to be a really good deck chair attendant, you can probably do it quicker. I wasn't. It wasn't my calling.
Yeah.
But I did it in about 17 seconds.
Did you actually, because I sort of picture certain beaches, and I think Eastbourne still does it, you sort of have this absolute stack of deck chairs.
Yes.
There was a time, wasn't there, where you presumably someone had to come up to you and ask for a deck chair. You'd take one off the stack and put it up and take their money.
Yes.
I think these days anyone is free to just sort of wander over and pick one up, aren't they?
Well, in my day, we used to put them out on the seafront in the morning.
Oh, you
all
actually
of
put them out?
And then pick them up at night and stack them away.
Oh, right.
So you had to be able to put out a lot of deck chairs very quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
And also take them in when the rain started.
Yeah. Presumably deck chairs are so called because they were popular on the deck of ships.
Yes.
Whereas now I think I just associate them with the seaside.
Yes. Or in where I live, Royal Parks. There's a lot of deck chairs in parks.
There are, aren't they? Often clustered around a bandstand.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, there's even deck chairs down by the canal in Camden, which you can just sit in.
Are there?
I don't think they even charge you for those.
Huh. I've never quite cottoned onto deck chairs. I find them very difficult to get in and out of. They seem a bit indecorous to me.
Indecorous.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Been waiting for the right moment to use that.
You mentioned other chairs as well. Did you mention the office chair?
No, I did not, actually.
Did you not?
No.
Because you know who invented the office chair, don't you?
No, tell me.
It was Joseph, Jesus' dad. No, it wasn't. It was Charles Darwin.
No, it wasn't.
So Charles Darwin had a lot of desks with stuff on them.
Right.
And he was sort of like always going between desks to look at things. And he realised that if he sort of nailed a few wheels onto the bottom of his office chair, he would be able to get between desks faster and therefore invented the office chair.
Wow.
And, not just getting from desk to desk, but how about if you were able to turn the chair around?
Of course.
For that, you need to turn to one of our well-known innovators, a chap called Thomas Jefferson,
Oh, right, yes.
a.k.a. President.
Him, yep. AKA, in my mind, the guy who has half the songs in Hamilton, but
Yes,
never mind.
him. Yes. So he invented the swivel chair.
Did he?
Yes. So you had Jefferson with the swivel and Darwin with the wheels.
That's amazing.
And there you go, an office chair.
Wow. That's a very unlikely pairing.
Yeah, I think so.
I had a little look at the chaise longue.
I had one of those as well.
Crikey. We should just put your entire home up on the website as a definition of chairs.
Well, no, I had a bedroom that I turned into a bathroom, so it was enormous. It had a bay window.
Right.
And in the bay window, I put this wicker chaise longue.
Great.
It's very nice.
Very nice indeed. So a chaise longue, they sort of came to prominence in 16th century France, and they just strike me as the most decadent piece of furniture. It's a chair, but it's elongated, and the arm is sort of on one end, so you can sort of recline sideways, leaning against one end of it with your legs up at the other end.
Yes.
Or if you're not particularly tall, I suppose you could technically lay out on it flat. And these were sort of invented as a halfway point for the nobility between a chair and a bed. You're living the absolute life of luxury. You're a little bit sleepy after your afternoon feast. You don't really want to sit in a chair, but it's not quite time to go and retire to bed. So you go and lay on the chaise longue as a somewhere in between the two. And I went on a little bit of a rabbit hole on this purely because of the name chaise longue.
Yes.
Which means long chair.
Yes.
As soon as I tapped it into a particularly popular search engine to look up the history, it gave me the term chaise lounge.
Ooh.
And I thought, oh, that's interesting. Is that why it's called that? Because the word lounge? And it isn't. Apparently, there is a substantial proportion of people in the world who think that this thing is called a chaise lounge, not a chaise longue, which I had never heard personally, but apparently it's quite a big thing. And they've taken the word long, which in French looks like a misspelling of lounge.
Yes.
So people have accidentally corrected it and given it a whole brand new name. And as a complete aside, I found that process of misreading a word and writing it in a new form until that becomes the more prevalent word.
Yes.
That's called an egg corn.
An egg corn?
An egg corn, because in 2003, there was a particular professor of linguistics who was, talking about the misunderstanding of words, and he knew a person who thought that acorns were called eggcorns, just because they'd misheard it once in their youth.
Yes.
They were convinced they were called eggcorns. But at the same time, they said, oh, there must be lots of other examples of this. I wonder if that has a name. And this professor of linguistics said, well, why don't we just call it an eggcorn? So an eggcorn is now the word for a word that's been misheard or misspelled and is now pronounced or spelled a different way.
What a good idea.
Isn't that great? Some examples of this include the phrase beck and call, beck and call.
Yes.
People now say beck and call. 2 words.
Do they?
I'm at their beck and call because call is a bit like beckon.
Yes.
They think that's what it means. A damp squid instead of a damp squib.
These are all eggcorns.
Eggcorns, yeah. Isn't that great? So whilst looking at chairs,
Yes.
I've discovered eggcorns as a complete aside.
Wonderful. That's the beauty of Factoraly, though, isn't it? That
isn't it just?
you just discover stuff that you never really thought about.
Totally, yeah. A rabbit hole leads to all sorts of things.
There's another sort of a chair which looks a bit like a chaise longue called a kissing chair.
Oh, there is, yeah.
Do you know those? So from above, it looks like a letter S.
It does, yes.
So they're like 2 chairs sort of back to back but side by side.
Yes.
So the idea is that you can both be sitting down
Yes.
and you can both lean over and kiss each other.
Isn't that lovely?
Isn't that great?
Very sweet. And for some reason, those kind of remind me of telephone chairs. Just because
Yes.
of the sheer opulence
Well, you know
of...
who has one of those?
Oh, don't tell me. No, I know you do. I've seen it. It's in your hall.
It's in my hallway, yes.
So this is a lovely little, very ornate wooden chair, often with a velvet seat and back. But it is elongated almost to the size of a chaise longue, but half of it is a table
Yes.
to plop your telephone on.
With a drawer.
With a drawer for your phone book or notepad or whatever.
Yes.
At a time when telephones were very much tethered to the wall,
hallway.
you would
Yeah.
sit on your telephone chair with the telephone on the table next to it.
Yes.
Isn't that great? What a very, very specific piece of equipment.
I know. Another thing you can do with a bentwood chair, which we mentioned earlier, is make it into a rocking chair.
Oh, of course you can.
Rocking chairs are really, I mean, I love a rocking chair. I don't know about you.
I've never owned one.
Have you not?
No.
Have I owned one? I don't think I've ever owned an actual rocking chair. I've sat in loads.
Yes, I've sat in a few.
Because when I see one, I have to sit in one.
You can't not. No, it's impossible. I remember my grandfather having a rocking chair, so I used to sit in his rocking chair and get told off for rocking too vigorously. And a friend in Colorado who I was on holiday with, they had such a stereotypically American thing. They had a rocking chair on their porch.
Of course they did.
Looking out over the view. Hummingbirds coming and feeding off their hummingbird feeders on the balcony. It was just, an American rocking chair is a very, very classic thing, isn't it?
They are absolutely brilliant. And they've been around for quite a long time. There is a credit. Benjamin Franklin is sometimes credited with inventing the rocking chair.
Is he really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Although actually they were probably invented when Franklin was a kid.
No, I'm happy you've said it out loud now. I think it's set in stone now.
But the production of wicker rocking chairs reached its peak in America in the middle of the 18th century, and they were called wicker rockers. I just like that. I just like saying wicker rockers.
That's a great name.
I mean, the Michael Fonnett, who you mentioned before, he also created a rocking chair as well.
Yeah,
and they're just brilliant things.
They are lovely, aren't they?
Normally they have like a bent piece of wood so that you rock on a bent piece of wood. Mm-hmm. But there are also rocking chairs that rely on the springiness of steel.
Oh, right.
So you can actually, they're kind of like cantilevered.
Yes.
So you kind of like, you lean back in the chair and it rocks backwards and forwards thanks to the strength of the steel.
Yes.
And there are other ones which have springs inside them so that they actually look like they're stationed, like a solid chair. But when you sit in them, they rock backwards and forwards.
Ah. The other thing that instantly came to my mind as soon as we said chair is the recliner or lounger.
Oh, yes. You see that if you watch daytime television, you will see them advertised quite a lot.
Oh, I'm sure, yes.
Especially the ones that you can stand up, that help you to stand up.
Yes, they sort of electronically take you to a standing position.
Yes.
Don't they? Yeah. My mind instantly went to Joey and Chandler in Friends.
Oh, yes.
Because they iconically sit in these two lounger chairs.
Yeah.
And,
Or Frasier's dad.
Oh, yes, he did, didn't he? Yeah,
Yes.
That's right. But yes, thinking about Joey and Chandler in their reclining chairs sent me on a little bit of a tour around that. And they had two brands of chair in the show. One was the Lazy Boy.
Spelled L-A-Z.
So it's L-A
Yes.
dash Z, or Z if you're American.
Yes.
Dash boy. So
Lazy.
boy.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
But for us, obviously, that would be a lazed boy,
Yes.
which doesn't really work. It's just a very iconic thing. At one point, they were the biggest, most profitable chair manufacturer in the US. They described the Lazy Boy recliner as nature's way of relaxing, which seems a bit counterintuitive, but there we go. And the other brand of chair they had on the show was called a Barker Lounger. So the Barker Lounger was named after its inventor, Edward Joel Barcalo.
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 Okay.
And apparently the Barcalo Manufacturing Company, it's held in legend that they are the company that invented the coffee break.
What?
Apparently in 1902, stopping work mid-morning for a cup of coffee wasn't a thing. But Barcalo made it a thing.
Wow. So there's a Bauhaus sort of chair invented in the 1920s called the Wassily chair or the Vasily chair.
Okay.
Created by Marcel Breuer, who was head of the cabinet making workshop at Bauhaus.
Ah.
And if you see this chair, you will go, yep, I know that chair. So imagine like lots of chrome tubing.
Right.
And leather straps, so like leather strap at the back, a leather seat, leather strap sort of low down, and two leather straps by the arms.
Yep, I've got you. Yep.
It's a really famous chair, and it was made for quite a long time. It was very popular in America. It's all now owned by Knoll, like Parker Knoll.
Oh, right, okay.
So
yes.
that they own that now.
Yeah.
Then there's artistic chairs like the Gerrit Rietveld red and blue chair, which is like a very slabby chair made of black bits with a red back and a blue seat.
This is going to be a visual delight on our show notes this week, isn't it?
It is. It is. There's one which I love, which looks like a woman walking along in a dress with a small train, called a Panton chair. Now, if you can imagine somebody like sort of sitting up, but like leaning with their feet behind them, in a sort of like a train of a dress. It's very Danish, and it's a stacking chair. It was invented in the 60s.
Brilliant.
It looks like a zigzag chair. It's a lovely thing. They're a really nice one. In theatres and in cinemas, you basically had loose seating until people started throwing the chairs at the actors. So if you were upset, you could like pick your chair up, and it was probably a bentwood chair, and you'd throw it at the actors.
Oh my
So they
goodness.
started to nail them down.
Right.
So then you got like rows of chairs with a certain amount of leg room, and you kind of had a set amount of seating, and that's how you get sort of like 800-seater, 2,000-seater places, because all the seats are fixed.
Great.
But obviously, if the seats are fixed, you want to be able to get underneath them to clean them and things like that.
Of course you do.
So you want seats that tip up.
Yes.
I don't know, I'm doing that with my hand. So in 1854, the cinema seat was invented with a tip up seat.
Really, 1854?
Yes.
I would have thought they were turn of the century at the earliest.
I know.
Wow.
So they've been around a long time.
And I remember, as a kid, sort of going to the cinema or the theatre and just sort of spending the first couple of minutes bouncing up and down on that flip-up seats, much to my parents' dismay. And I remember, I think it was Richmond Theatre used to have little pair of binoculars on the back of the seat in front. So if you were right up in the gods, far away from the stage, you had to. They were sort of kept in this little case. You put 20p into the mechanism, and it flipped open, and you could take out this little pair of binoculars so that you could see what was going on the stage.
That's interesting. So when you think of a cinema chair or a theatre chair, what colour do you see it?
Oh, instantly red.
Yes.
Red velvet.
Yes. They are usually red. And there's a reason why they're usually red.
Is there, other than the fact that it looks nice?
Yes, because red stands out in low-light environments. So it's easy to find your seat.
Amazing.
And it sort of contrasts with the dark surroundings. I mean, it's quite good at concealing stains and wear. Red doesn't show up like spilled Coca-Cola and things like that. There's a tradition of having red seats, which is that red seats were a symbol of prestige and entertainment.
Yes.
I mean, if you look, there's always like a red curtain, isn't there?
Of course there is. That's the safety curtain, or the red carpet.
Or the red carpet, exactly. So that colour red is like very sort of prestigious.
Yes.
And so that red seating says I'm somewhere, nice and probably expensive.
That's brilliant.
There's a branding choice. Most theatres go for a red, but if you're opening a new theatre, you can put red seats in, and it starts to have that retro feel to it.
Yes, I suppose it would. Yeah.
I mean, there's a viewing room at the Charlotte Street Hotel, which has a cinema in it.
Oh, is
and
there?
there are red seats, but they're red leather, and the claim is that they are Ferrari red leather seats in that particular viewing theatre.
That's great. So theatre seats, they were not designed for people our height, were they?
They were not, certainly not with our legs.
They're not very roomy, some of them.
Well, they're not very comfy. Another seat that isn't very comfy. Do you like burgers?
I like a burger now and then.
Mackie D's?
Yeah, why not?
If you go into McDonald's, this may be an urban myth, and it may not, but I think it's probably right, which is that McDonald's seats are designed specifically to make you uncomfortable after a set period of time, so you don't sit there all day long.
That's interesting.
So the backrest is really straight, so that your back is not really supported.
Yeah, it is very straight.
Yes, so you have to sit upright.
Yes.
And they're designed intentionally to make you leave after you've had your burger.
That's amazing. Brilliant. Yes, I wouldn't want to spend any longer than the duration of a meal sitting on a McDonald's chair.
So about 20 years ago, I was walking along Hampstead Heath on Parliament Hill, and bizarrely, I saw this chair, well, actually a table and chair, on Hampstead Heath at the top. And it was 30 feet high.
What?
It's so this thing is a piece of art. It's called The Writer.
Okay.
And it was created by a guy called Giancarlo Neri, who's actually a former footballer who played for the New York Apollos before becoming an artist.
Huh.
And he created this enormous great thing. People loved it. It was one of the best things on the Heath. These people used to try and climb up it. There's a rumor that two people abseiled up to the top of it and had an enjoyable time on the top of the table. It's just an amazing thing. They got lots of people from Hampstead to come because it's called The Writer, so they had loads of writers along.
Sure, yeah.
And they had sort of Zadie Smith and Salman Rushdie and all sorts of people there for the opening of it. It was a really lovely piece of artwork.
Huh. I was convinced you were just going to say you went for a walk on Hampstead Heath, you found a table and chair, you took it home, you sanded it down a bit. But no.
No. So I'll put a picture of it in the show notes. It's just beautiful. It's a lovely idea. So that's the biggest chair I've ever seen. Have you come across any bigger chairs or any more interesting chairs in your hunt through Guinness?
I have actually. There is this is a category of record that is so frequently updated. It seems that people are mad for giant furniture.
Okay.
So every year on year, they sort of get trumped. But currently, the current record for the world's biggest chair, how big was your one on Hampstead Heath?
About 30 feet tall.
Okay, fine. So the world's largest chair is 30 meters tall.
3 times the height.
It's quite big. And it was made by some unpronounceable people in Austria.
Okay.
A company called Triple X Lutz and another company called Holzheim-Bauwerk Weihag.
Okay.
And they made this 30-meter chair measured from the floor to the top of the backrest.
Wow.
And that was installed in Austria in 2009. And that still has the record for the world's largest chair. There are then the world's largest armchair, world's largest office chair, world's largest, etc., etc.
Of course there are.
But that's the biggest chair overall. I found a Guinness record for the tallest stack of chairs, and this is held by a fellow called Jay Eason in Manchester, who worked at a restaurant, and he was stacking chairs away at the end of the shift. And this stack was getting taller and taller. He eventually decided to see if he could make a world record. He made a stack of chairs 5.2 meters tall, 17 feet.
How many chairs is that?
It didn't actually say how many chairs, about which I was really annoyed because I wanted to know. In various jobs, I've sort of, stacked some chairs up, and by the time they get about my head height, they become very unstable and a little bit wonky and a little bit dangerous. So the fact that he got this to 17 feet high is quite impressive. And then I found it's not quite a record, but it's an annual competition that has lots of sub-records, and I just find the concept of this thing interesting. In Lancaster, every year, there's something called the Georgian Legacy Festival. And it's just full of events and things that are slightly Georgian in their nature.
Okay.
One of which is the annual Sedan Chair Carrying Championship.
Oh, sedan chairs, of course.
So a sedan, if anyone doesn't know, picture a chair with walls and a roof, and then a couple of sticks put alongside it with a bloke in front and a bloke behind carrying it.
Yes.
It's a form of transportation that was very popular during that sort of era.
Yes.
And it was, the precursor to the taxi. And there are these sedan race championships every year. But there are so many records within that. There's the fastest one, there's the longest distance, there's the heaviest person in a sedan, the lightest person in the sedan, the most number of people in a sedan, the most number of people carrying a sedan, etc., etc.
Goodness.
So I can't list them all, but I would invite you to go and look up the Georgian Legacy Festival Annual Sedan Chair Carrying Championship, because it's just hilarious.
And of course, the place that you used to pick up your sedan chair was like a taxi rank.
Yes.
And the taxi ranks were symbolised by blue posts.
That's right.
So that's why you have so many pubs in London, especially, called the Blue Posts.
I'd actually written that down to say it, and then I thought to myself, I bet Bruce will get that. Very good.
I used to have an office in Soho, which there are 2 Blue Posts in Soho that I know of.
Oh, yeah. There are lots, actually. There are quite a few around the city, yeah. But yes, there you go. Those are my chair-related records.
Gosh. Brilliant. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Well, I don't really have very much more about chairs. I think I need to go and have a sit down now.
Yes, I think so. I think all of my chair-related facts have rocked off.
Very good. So before you go, maybe we should ask people to do something for us.
Oh, I think we should.
While they're sitting down, just get out your phone or go onto your podcast player and give us, a 5-star review would be nice.
It would be lovely.
That would be a good thing.
And another thing you could do is to tell your equally nerdy, fact-loving, chair-loving friends about this podcast so that they can tune in and join in the fun.
3 chairs.
Hooray!
And you can look us up on our Facebook page. You could send us an email. So send your, actually, I think you'll find email to hello@factoraly.com.
You could even tell us about your favourite chairs. Do you have a particular armchair at home or an interesting chair-related story?
Yes.
And finally, if you would care to go and hit the subscribe button, then every Thursday morning you'll get a little notification saying that there's a brand new episode of Factoraly ready for your listening pleasure.
Goodness knows what they'll be next week.
No idea. No idea. We'll find out in due course. Well, thank you so much for coming along and listening to us chatting about chairs. Please come again next time for another fun-filled factual episode of
Factoraly.
Bye for now.
Au revoir.